All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rachaha Kodash. Double honors to the head apostle and elders of Great Millstone who rule well and teach well. Peace and blessings to you, sincere Akim, that are pushing this truth all over the four corners of the earth, week in and week out, in all truth and sincerity. And Shalom to the elect. This is the brother Matthew from the GMS Virginia camp coming to you through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai. Yahweh being the true, holy, powerful name of the Heavenly Father. Yahweh Shai being the true, holy, powerful name of His only begotten Son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus and Christ. Bahashim is in the name, and Lord willing, this will be an edifying lesson. It's going to be somewhat of a response to the elder's video, which I believe, another brother put this AI generated video together and he just reposted it on his channel. But nevertheless, the title of his channel is GMS Awakening 144. Watch, subscribe, and be edified. I'll put the link in the description box as well. The title of his video is Urgent Must Watch. This will soon be reality in the coming days ahead. Watch and stay prayed up. Okay. Now, before I play this video, I want to jump to another clip real quick. Let me pull it up. All right. Yeah, I want to play this little clip that I came across on Instagram of this individual that you see on the screen, and you see the title or what's written over the top of his video, half man, half machine. Okay, and this is concerning this Neuralink, one of these BCIs that he has surgically gotten implanted into his brain. All right, now let's listen to what this individual has to say.
Name, it's not too important. What I'm about to tell you, it's extremely important. I'm one of the first people to get a Neuralink implant in my skull. If you guys can see and don't really know what a Neuralink is, it's kind of like an electronic chip from Elon Musk embedded in your skull. At first it was kind of like a Fitbit, kept track of vital signs, stuff that was going on in my body. Eventually it's gotten to a point where I can move a mouse without even touching a computer. I can connect, I can download, I can transfer information. I'm not the only person that has one of these now, and now we can communicate. This is what's going to happen for the rest of the world.
You heard what he said. He said, this is what's going to happen for the rest of the world. And he's exactly correct.
Eventually, this technology will be, maybe not in you, your kids, your grandkids. This is what's coming next. Welcome to the year 2025.
Yeah, he said, this is what's coming next. Welcome to the year 2025. Okay. And this is the agenda of these wicked elites, to have every single man, woman, and child with a micro C-hip inside them, whether it's in their arm, their foot, whether it's wired directly to the mainframe of their brain, whatever the case may be, whatever the reason it may be. And he's best believe Esau Edom's going to give you a reason to take it. Okay. He said, this is the future, right? The MOTB is here. You have individuals taking these micro C-hips in their arms, in their hand, for convenience, to be able to have ease of access into their home, into their car, right? To do various different things around their house via the Neuralink. Okay. You have people taking these things off the strength of having various ailments, diseases, and disabilities. People that have missing limbs and arms are getting these Neuralinks, these BCIs, so they can walk again, so they can move, have these bionic arms and control them with their mind. Okay, you heard what this individual said, right? He said it started out as something, as something to see the vital signs that are going on in his body. But he speaks about the progression. He said from there, he's able to do more and more things as time goes on. Right? Let's play this again.
Have fun. My name, it's not too important. What I'm about to tell you, it's extremely important. I'm one of the first people to get a Neuralink implant in my skull. If you guys can see and don't really know.
And then they're showing you the process of the surgical procedure of installing a Neuralink. Okay.
What a Neuralink is. It's kind of like
We're going to start seeing more and more testimonials like this, right? And this is, basically an encouragement tactic by Esau Edom to have more and more people line up to get these Neuralinks, these BCIs, right?
an electronic chip from Elon Musk embedded in your skull. At first, it was kind of like a Fitbit, kept track of vital signs, stuff that was going on in my body.
You heard what he said. He said the revolution. Okay. Hey, when Esau Edom really rolls this thing out, at the beginning stages, this is going to be the best thing that the earth has ever seen. People are, going to push Esau's C-hip, going to persuade their friends, their family to take it. You're going to see Hollywood and these influential characters, speak, well of the micro C-hip. Okay. They're going to push that this is the way, the only way. Okay. There's going to be various different incentives, various different things attached to the micro C-hip before it is made mandatory. You're going to have individuals like this on commercials, on these various social media platforms, like you see. He was smiling about it. He didn't have a frown. He was like, this is awesome. And I bet if you ask this individual what's the best thing that ever happened to you, he would tell you this implant that he got embedded into his brain, right? You heard what he said. He said the revolution. He said, hey, man.
Eventually, it's gotten to a point where I can move a mouse.
He's speaking about the progression. He said it started out something to, just monitor vital signs, but, eventually it got to a point where he could move a mouse with his mind. He could control things by thinking of it. He could download information directly to that Neuralink. He could speak to different people that have these Neuralinks, okay, via that micro C-hip that's inside of his brain, right?
Without even touching a computer. I can connect, I can download, I can transfer information. I'm not the only person that has one of these now, and now we can communicate. This is what's going to happen for the rest of the world. Eventually.
This is what's going to happen for the rest of the world. I might even make that the title of this video. Let's go to 2 Ezra, the 15th chapter in the first verse. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people. And who are the Lord's people? You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. The words of prophecy. This is prophecy right here. And you got these other Israelite groups, these other Israelite camps. They're not warning you of this prophecy right here concerning the Revelation, the 13th chapter, the 16th verse on down. They're not warning you of the MOTB. Okay. It says, behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth. So these words of prophecy that we have, these were put in our mouths by Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. It says, saith the Lord, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. Okay, you heard what this individual said. He said, this is the future. Welcome to 2025.
This technology will be, maybe not in you, your kids, your grandkids. This is what's coming next. Welcome to the year 2025.
Yeah, he said, this is what's coming next. Okay. Now I want to jump back to this other video I wanted to play and do somewhat of a response to as well. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and jump into this video. Once again, the title of this video is Urgent Must Watch. This will soon be reality in the coming days ahead. Watch and stay prayed up. Once again, I'll leave the link in the description box to this video. Watch, subscribe to the Elders channel, and be edified. So without further ado, let's jump into this. Okay, and this is an AI, generated video. Okay, it's not real, even though the content and information in it is very, very real. All right.
Historic step forward in our national security. Let's go live to reporter Sarah Martinez at the registration center downtown.
More than 50,000 people have come here this morning to register. This is the future of secure identification, linking identity.
All right. So in this video, you hear, this AI generated video. Hey, the news reporter said what? This is the future, right? And when Esau rolls this thing out on the red carpet, and uses all his hands on deck, uses all his technology, all his influence and his witchcraft to persuade the masses to take the micro C-hip, whether it's in their hand or arm, whether it's directly wired to the mainframe of their brain, like that individual we just saw with that Neuralink. Okay. The news reporters, the newscasters, all right, Hollywood, it's going to be a all eyes on, right?
Healthcare and payments in one verified system.
When the mark of the beast is introduced, countries will present it as a matter of national security. Every financial institution, from the banks, hospital, and even supermarkets, will state that it is a requirement that you have the mark.
Yeah, see, Esau is going to make it an all hands on deck order. You're either going to have to get down with this if you have a big business, if you're in Hollywood, if you're a multi-millionaire, if you have influence, and on social media, if you have influence on YouTube, you're a podcaster. Esau is going to require you to get down with this, okay? And if you're not willing to get down with this, there is going to be consequences and repercussions, all right?
I'm sorry, but without the mark, we can no longer provide you access.
Banks won't allow you to access any funds without it, and supermarkets won't allow you to purchase any goods without it.
You'll need to get registered before you can shop here, sir.
Hospitals won't treat any patient who hasn't been marked.
I'm sorry, ma'am. We can't proceed without your.
Yeah, no treatment for illnesses, for diseases, no prescription, no meds, no shopping. You can't get no food. You can't get no water. You can't get no gas, right? You can't have a job. You can't be hired. You can't continue to work at your job unless you meet that deadline to get that device. This is what's coming, all right? And we're warning you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans of this. But the majority of our people, they're not listening, man. All right? They still think the MOTB is all these other things that, these false leaders of Israel are telling you, man. And ultimately, they're leading you down a path of destruction, okay? And this is what it's going to be like before it is made, is on a mandatory status, a mandatory level, right? Where, hey, you either take it or we're going to arrest you. You either take it or we're going to throw you in a concentration camp, a detainment camp. Or furthermore, you either take it or we're going to put you to death.
Digital mark.
The mark of the beast won't be branded as evil. No, the mark will be incentivized. Early takers will be offered discounts and access to products and services. Then gradually those...
Yeah, Esau's going to make it very, very attractive at first, just like he does with everything that he pushes in his society, in his system. All right, he's going to make it look very, very attractive. There's going to be all different types of things attached to the MOTB when you get it, okay? He's going to make it, look very, very lucrative and a very, very great convenience to the people, okay? Where the people will speak highly of his devices, okay? And, really what we're seeing now is Esau, Edom forcing these various different things upon the people, because we know this devil works in a problem, reaction, solution basis. And he's causing these problems. He's going to get a reaction from the people, and then he's going to come with a solution, and the solution is going to be that MOTB, okay?
Those benefits will be exclusive, only to be available for the marked. They'll call it modern convenience. You'll call it a small price to pay, until the day you can't eat without it.
Yeah, and that's when these people are going to break. I ain't taking it. Nah, I ain't doing it. For whatever reason these people have, right? But at the end of the day, if you're not of the elect, the Lord is going to make you take that MOTB. Okay. People, you're going to have individuals that are not of the elect, that refuse to take it at first. And then as time goes on, as you know, they look into the refrigerator and there's nothing there. They're hungry. Their kids are dying. You know, they're going to break. If Yahweh Shem Yahushua is not with you, if you are not of the elect of the nation of Israel, you're going to take that MOTB.
Can't travel.
Reminder, all riders must verify digital identity before boarding.
Can't breathe in society
I'm sorry, sir. We can't proceed without verification.
unless you bear the symbol. You see, when the mark of the beast is introduced, the Antichrist will make life without it so difficult that many will simply cave into the pressure. People will feel the pressure from society to conform.
James Carter, please follow me to room 4.
You will see a desperate longing in the faces of people who just want life to return to normal. They simply want to be able to buy and sell freely. They want to work, socialize, and cling to whatever freedom they once had. The price to pay for this?
Yeah, you know, a good prelude to, you know, what's coming down the pipeline was, you know, during the so-called pandemic, right? Where you couldn't go into restaurants, you couldn't go into certain bars, you couldn't go into certain stores without proof of your documentation of having the JJ, right? You know, I remember going up to many different restaurants and bars, and, you know, they had it stamped right on the front of, you know, the building, and security was right there, and you walked up and they wanted to see verification, or you were not getting in. Okay. Let's go to Revelation, the 13th chapter, and let's go down to the 16th verse. It says, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a charagma in their right hand or in their foreheads. And this is concerning who? These wicked elites who have been put in the position of power, pursuing the Job, the 9th chapter and the 24th verse, right? But who is controlling this devil? Who is controlling Esau, Edom? All right, who is controlling these weak, wicked, elite Edomite banking families? The Most High Yahweh. So ultimately, it's the Most High Yahweh that's causing these people that receive these devices, these Neuralink, these BCIs, okay, these micro C-hips in their arm, in their hand. Ultimately, the Most High Yahweh is causing them to take that, okay? It says, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a charagma in their right hand or in their foreheads. And this is a physical thing, like that individual that we saw, right? Let's pull him back up. Yeah, like this individual that you see on your screen, you know, he was happy about it. He said, hey, this is the future. This is awesome. I'm able to download information to my mind. You know, I'm smarter, I'm faster. Okay, I'm more proactive. You know, everything is more convenient for me. And he's constantly getting updates. It's constantly progressing, like he was speaking about, you know. It says, verse 17, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the charagma, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. So this is going to be a requirement in society. And at first, you know, it is going to be an option and a choice, but Esau can force people to do things without putting a gun to their head, so to speak. You know, he can just make it where you can't do certain things without it, right? He can make life and the things you're trying to do in life very, very inconvenient, to the point where these people ultimately break.
Have fun. My name, it's not too important. What I'm about to tell you, it's extremely important. I'm one of the first people to get a Neuralink implant in my skull. If you guys can see and don't really know what a Neuralink is, it's kind of like an electronic chip from Elon Musk embedded in your skull. At first it was kind of like a Fitbit, kept track of vital signs, stuff that was going on in my body. Eventually it's gotten to a point where I can move a mouse without even touching the.
Yeah, so he's speaking about the progression. You know, we already have heard of the various different things that you're able to do with these Neuralinks. And you know, it's they're going to continue to push and promote more capabilities, and how these Neuralinks and these microchips, when you take it in your hand, are going to be linked to not only the cloud, but linked to, you know, everything that we see out here. All right. You know, linked to the satellites, linked to various different technologies, linked to the whole grid, the whole system. Okay. Let's go to 2 Peter, the 2nd chapter, real quick. And let's go down to, actually, let's start from the top. It says 2 Peter 2:1, it says, but there were false prophets also among the people, even as there shall be false teachers among you. And there's false teachers among us that are incorrectly breaking down Revelation, the 13th chapter, 16th verse on down. Okay. That have sold out, that have taken the bag from Esau, that are in it for their own vain glory, that are grievous wolves. It says, who privily shall bring in damnable heresies, even denying the Lord that brought them. Hey, you got Israelites that don't teach the true names of the Most High and His Son being Yahweh, Yahweh Shai. They're denying the Lord. It says, even denying the Lord that brought them, and bring upon themselves swift destruction. Okay. You know, just like the scripture says, you know, they both shall fall into a ditch. Okay. Because, hey, these leaders that tell you that it's not the microchip, that the MOTB is sin, it's all these various different things, and they take it in their congregation. Hey, man, Revelation, the 14th chapter, pursuant to around the 9th verse, explains the consequence for taking the MOTB. Verse 2, it says, and many shall follow their pernicious ways. You're going to have many so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans that follow these false leaders of Israel into going into these stations, lining up, and receiving their, you know, ID microchip. It says, and many shall follow their pernicious ways, by reason of whom the way of truth shall be evil spoken of. They speak evil of the truth. Do they not say, I don't listen to them guys? Those guys are bums. Those guys are false prophets. They're teaching in Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. That ain't right. They mock the name of the Lord. They said these guys say that the MOTB is a microchip. What did Bishop Nathaniel say? He said, ain't no microchips. It's June. Well, hey, you're going to have some explaining to do. Okay? You're going to have some explaining to do, right? And hey, it's almost June. Okay? Right? And you heard what this individual said right here, right? He said, this is what's coming. And this is the future.
Computer. I can connect. I can download. I can transfer information. I'm not the only person that has one of these now. And now we can communicate. This is what's going to happen for the rest of the world. Eventually, this technology will be, maybe not in you, your kid.
This is the future for the rest of the world. That technology. And he's pointing to his Neuralink. Verse 3, 2 Peter 2:3, it says, matter of fact, I want to read this in the NLT. It's a 2 Peter 2:3 NLT. It says, in their greed, they will make up clever lies to get hold of your money. And this is what is happening amongst these other camps. They're making up clever lies to get you to believe these various different things. And it's ultimately for money, for growing their organization, their camp, to get more and more tithe money, more and more donations, right? You know, some of them have actually taken a bag from Esau. They have signed on the dotted line. They have entered into a contract with these different particular agencies, ultimately Esau, Edom, to not speak certain things. The main one being this right here, the MOTB. Okay. And many of our people have believed these clever lies. This is 2 Peter 2 and 3. Again, it says, in their greed, they will make up clever lies to get hold of your money, but Yahweh condemned them long ago, and their destruction will not be delayed. If you take that MOTB, you are going to be destroyed. It ain't a matter of if. Okay, it's not a matter of if. It's just a matter of when. Okay, pursuing the Revelation, the 14th chapter. Matter of fact, let's get that, because we're commanded to warn you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. And though these other camps speak a lot of truth, you know, they break down some scriptures correctly. When they get to Revelation, the 13th chapter, the 16th verse on down, they fumble. Okay, and that is very, very detrimental. Here it is. They can teach you all these other good things. They can, you know, things that are on point and correct, which we commend them for that, you know, when they do break down the scriptures correctly. But we get on them and rebuke them when they go off, as we are commanded to do, right? And they fumble when they get to Revelation, the 13th chapter, and the 16th verse on down. And they're constantly changing their stance. They're constantly switching it up. They're nervous. Super nervous, sweaty palms when they speak about the MOTB. Okay, they're stuttering like that. Remember, what was that? Friday After Next. You know, when Cat Williams said, "Hey, that's these other guys, these other leaders of Israel, man." You know, this is Revelation chapter 14 and verse 9. It says, "And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his charagma in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of Yahweh, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb." So there you have it, man. That's the judgment for taking the MOTB. Okay? Let's play this one more time.
Kids, your grandkids, this is what's coming next. Welcome to the year 2025.
Yeah, Esau is preparing the minds of these people to accept these devices on a very, very high level. Okay, he's using a process of gradualism. All right, over time and the progress of technology, more and more people have adapted their lives to technology. Now your grandmother's got a cell phone. Okay, your grandma knows how to get on Instagram and Facebook. Your grandma's watching YouTube videos, right? You know, even some of them making videos, got their own channels. Okay. So this is the future. This is what's coming upon the whole earth. And the majority of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are going to take it to your demise, to your destruction. Okay. Let's go to Revelation, the 20th chapter, because it's going to become mandatory soon. All right. This is Revelation 20. Let's go down to verse 4. It says, "And I saw the thrones, and they sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahweh Shai, and for the word of Yahweh, and which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, neither had received his charagma upon their foreheads or in their hands." All right. So there are going to be Israelites that are beheaded, put to death for not receiving Esau's device. Okay. It says neither his image, neither had received his charagma or upon their foreheads or in their hands. Okay. So whether they took it in their, so they didn't take it in their hand, they didn't get a Neuralink, they didn't get a BCI. Okay. They said no, right? They put their faith and trust in Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai. not in man. It says, or in their hands, and they lived and reigned with Yahushua Mashiach 1,000 years. Okay? Let's get one more scripture and we can wrap it up. Let's go to Sirach, the 41st chapter, and let's go down to the 3rd verse. It says, fear not the sentence of death. Remember them that have been before thee and that come after, for this is the sentence of the Lord over all flesh. So we can't fear, the sentence of death, even being put to death. The scriptures speak about, that the prophets coming back in reincarnation will be brought before kings and counselors. All right. For the name's sake of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, for this wisdom, knowledge, and truth, right? For standing stiffly, right? And we want to be one of those men that stood stiffly for Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, that did not receive his charagma, that did not worship the beast in his system. We want to be one of those men that receive those crowns from Yahushua. Okay? It says, fear not the sentence of death. Remember that them that have been before thee and that come after, for this is the sentence of the Lord over all flesh. Like the scripture says, he that endureth unto the end, the same shall be saved. And the Lord is going to make the majority of our people accept Esau's device. Lord willing, this was edifying. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachaha Kwadash. Double honors to the head apostle Nettles, a great millstone who rule well and teach well. Peace and blessings to you, sincere Akim, that are pushing this truth all over the four corners of the earth, week in and week out, in all truth and sincerity. To the next time, Shalom.